Tank.
Oh my god.
مبارك.
Yes, Khalifa.
أنت سوبر هيرو مصرية.
Uh,
Welcome to our Moonlight Spoilercast.
this is nothing like we ever record before because we are both lying down.
Face to face.
Face to face.
This is a bunch of firsts, and the quality is not going to be great.
The quality is not going to be good. We're literally like just lying down. We're going to watch Multiverse of Madness like in a few hours.
Yeah. And we're
Um,
recording this like last minute.
we're recording this last minute.
This is kind of like going to be a low energy spoiler cast.
It's going to be very low energy. We're saving our energy for Multiverse of Madness, but that doesn't mean that Moon Knight isn't worth our energy. It's just
The timing is off.
the timing is off.
The timing is off.
And we do apologize for that. And this might be like a very like a shorter episode. Like
We'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. So, what did you think about Moon? I want you to go first because I feel like you are higher on the show than me.
Okay.
So, I want you to like give me your general thoughts about Moon Knight before we delve deep. And we're not going to go episode by episode because I mostly don't remember. What
Yeah, I
happened,
don't
but
remember a lot.
I don't
of
remember
this.
a lot of it. But give me your general thoughts. Like, what did you think about Moon Knight?
Okay. Overall, I really loved it.
Yeah.
I had no idea who Moon Knight was before watching the show. I only knew that he was, that he has the ID and that he was schizophrenic.
Yeah.
But they didn't explore the schizophrenic part
No.
of the show. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very okay. And I need to preface this by saying that we are biased.
There is a lot of bias involved in this one, yeah.
Yeah, because we are both Arab.
Yeah.
And it did tingle the representation bone, I'm not gonna
When
lie.
episode 2 ended with like that Arab song,
With the Arabic song,
I
this
lost my
was
mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind
Yeah.
at every Arabic phrase that they were saying.
Yeah, yeah,
everything. This is it for me. Khalifa, like this was like it. I remember I got emotional like multiple times.
Me too. Yeah. me
I'm
too.
like, oh my god, this is real life. I'm watching like a Marvel superhero, like
Yeah.
in the middle of Arabs, and
Yeah.
like it's not a stereotype. It's done so tastefully, and it's
might-
there are some.
I disagree with that a
Okay.
little bit,
But it is done tastefully.
It's done tastefully, yes.
Which you don't see often. I mean, like Wonder Woman, whatever.
Woo! 1984.
Wonder Woman 1984 was very
No,
recent.
no.
And that wasn't
Oh my
tasteful at all.
god, the sequence and like the Yemen or whatever. No, and it's like she's like literally a Zionist. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like
what are you doing?
whatever. Someone ate her up here.
Yeah,
and you know
yeah,
who I'm
yeah.
talking about. It's funny how a Palestinian actress ate the Zionist
yeah.
actress up. Course correcting.
Yeah, course correcting, and she has like literally like almost the same powers.
Yeah.
She kind of looked like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she did look like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, and overall, I really really liked it. Didn't do a lot of original stuff. I thought all of the DID stuff was very original. The way that they handled that with like the reflections and stuff like that. That was really cool. I love that the show has been kind of like a mystery as
Yeah.
it's been going. It's like, oh, you kind of don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And especially for the last 3 episodes, like, okay, what is
What's
real?
happening? Yeah.
What is not real? What's
I get
going
that.
on? Yeah. I do have a problem. My only 2 problems with the show are the CGI.
Oh, it was rough. in
This was
show.
the roughest CGI
Roughest.
I
Aside from
feel.
Hawkeye,
Yeah.
this was rough.
I think it was
and it's the
more
most
rough
CGI.
than Hawkeye.
It's the most CGI heavy show too.
Yeah, this should have gotten Loki's budget.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it should have been a movie.
it should have been a movie.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what I said when I finished the finale. I was like, this would have
This
aged the
easily could
movie.
have been a movie.
Yeah.
Like like, I loved watching it week by week, obviously, but there's a lot of filler in the middle that you could cut off for a movie. It's
Yeah.
like, we don't need like Mark, like episode 3 where Mark is in Egypt and he's like trying to figure out what's going on and find Amit's tomb. That was like 50 minutes of like, okay, that could have been like a 15-minute sequence in a movie. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it would have eaten as a movie, and I feel like it would have benefited from being a movie because of the CGI.
It would have been really good if
Yeah.
it was a movie. Yeah, for sure. The other thing that I had an issue with is the villain. So, I need to say, Ethan Hawke, I think, does a good job
Ethan Hawke
with what he got.
Ethan Hawke is an incredible actor. And it's disappointing that this is what they gave. It's so puzzling.
It's okay because like Ethan Hawke is literally playing like the Antichrist in this. Like he's
Yeah.
like just walking around like with a cane, and it's like
He does nothing.
doing some shit, and it's like,
nothing.
you know, something that made him a little bit less intimidating for me is that every episode had an Ethan Hawke face off in it.
Yeah.
Like every episode,
Almost every episode, yeah.
Like Mark gets to face off against Arthur, and it's like, okay, I don't know. It's kind of like it lowers the what's the word, the
lowers the intimidation factor. Of
So what did you think? One night?
I'm a little bit lower on the show. When I want to describe my feeling going into the finale, because I went into the finale and I was feeling the same exact way about the show that I did with Loki. It was like we got to this point and I was like, okay, is this going anywhere? Is this gonna like matter? How are they gonna handle the finale? And I thought back at like while watching the episode, I thought back to Loki, and I remembered the conversation between Loki, Sylvie, and Kang, and how my heart was my heart was beating when they were talking. Like I was so invested, and I was like, this is insane. I need to know more.
Yeah.
And compare that to Amit and Khonshu's confrontation in the tomb, and I'm like, I literally do not care about anything that's happening. When Amit was talking to Khonshu, and she's like, my avatar, whatever, and I'm like, I don't care about anything that's happening here. And I was like hoping for the finale, because there's a lot of parallels between this and Loki, where it's like they set up a lot of stuff and they do a lot of interesting stuff, but at the same time, if it doesn't go anywhere, it's like, well,
it's
shit.
like, yeah, why?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that was our main issue with Loki, because we've been down on the show on Loki while it was airing, because we thought it wasn't going to go anywhere.
And then they gagged us with Kang and all that.
Yeah.
This did go somewhere. It didn't go nowhere, but it wasn't the beautiful wrap up that I was hoping for it to be. It wasn't like the bow that I was hoping for it to be. So I left the finale kind of disappointed. I loved a lot of the finale. I love everything they did with Layla was incredible. Everything else, I did not care for the giant CGI battle at all.
People were way too chill around the giants.
In episode
fighting.
3, the sky literally moves. The sky moves. Like, the sky
and everyone's just watching.
Everyone's just watching. It's like, okay,
and, you know, and like, in episode... At the end of episode 4, when like Mark wakes up in like an asylum, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Because
like,
it's all fake.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it was all
I'm
fake.
still unsure
what is
that
real
whole thing is.
I don't know what is real and what is fake.
I
with
think the asylum
stuff.
stuff is in his head.
Some of it is.
I feel like it's a safe space in his head. Or was it like the afterlife, because they found the hippo there? I'm so confused. Like, they don't explain it very well.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating.
No, I think that they left off like intentionally.
Well, it left me confused. Like, I don't like. Is it some sort of afterlife because they found the hippo there and then they moved to you know, the WandaVision backstory episode?
There is an afterlife version of the psychiatric hospital, but also there's
the mental one.
There's the mental one, and there's the real one at the end.
That was supposed to be a real one?
Yeah.
See, like, I don't know.
I think...
It's so interesting, and I love that it's, like, all puzzly, a puzzle boxy and shit. It reminds me of WandaVision.
Yeah.
But...
WandaVision at least clicked.
WandaVision clicked, and WandaVision, like, explained everything that was happening.
Yeah, true.
Like, I still don't know what's happening, and I still don't appreciate... And this is a problem with Loki as well. I don't appreciate not wrapping the story.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Loki at least wrapped the season's story while leaving something.
And I was like, okay, come back for season 2 where we'll wrap things up.
This one was like, cliffhanger? There's a third personality. Okay.
Yeah. And now what? Like, we don't know. When are we going to see him again? Are we going to see him again even? Like, we know nothing.
It also had like the most abrupt ending of any MCU show. Like, Steven wakes up and falls to the ground and he's like, he says something in the show that ends. I was like, what?
It had also an abrupt scene when Steven comes back to life. Not Steven, sorry. When Mark comes back to life. And he leaves the tomb. Suddenly he's outside with Khonshu, even though Khonshu was just fighting with Amit. And it's like, okay, what happened? Like, how did we get here?
And I understand all the Avatar stuff. But it's just like, I don't know. The show does a lot of things well. I love the parts with the DID and Steven and Mark, and like
I thought that was handled very well.
very well. And I thought it was so interesting, and it's so interesting to watch.
It was interesting that they never said that it was DID.
It was DID, yeah.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
why are we beating around?
Why are we
the
like
word?
not being? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all of that, but then you get to the avatars and Khonshu and the tomb and Amit, and it's like, I don't care. Like, I care about Steven and Layla, and I care about their journey. I really don't care about all this other stuff. And you can tell. I want to say this before I forget it. I'm gonna jump. The white guy that died, the actor, you can tell he had a bigger role, and they completely cut it out.
Yeah. He died during filming?
Yeah. No, he died after filming.
Oh.
But they're not gonna. I think they were gonna bring him back because he had like a scene of him like riding away.
Yeah,
remember?
he had like a scene, yeah.
And that was it.
Nothing. There was nothing.
Because the actor died of it. So it's like there's also that.
There's an ethical issue there. Like, okay, for me personally, I wish that they reshot the scene with another actor and like just moved on because the show wasn't out yet. Like,
It wasn't
we
out.
haven't seen that.
Yeah, you could
person
have
play that
reshot it.
character.
You could have reshot it.
But there is an ethical issue because that person was supposed to play. This person was supposed to play this character.
Oh, they could have just said in memory of like
True.
and,
That is true.
and they included it in the episode.
Oh, yeah,
it was
they
in the
did.
credits. It
They
was like
did,
in
yeah.
memory of like the person that died. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But like I wish the character was obviously supposed to be something, and they didn't do anything. Like I don't know. There's a lot. Like it does so many things so well, and then the other stuff I like completely don't. It's like really high highs and like really low lows. The low lows that I don't care. Like I don't like the main crux of the plot is we need to find Amit's tomb. I don't care about Amit's tomb. That's the issue. Like I don't care about Amit.
But like, okay, I didn't care about Amit either. But like, I cared because Mark cared.
I don't know. Speaking of Mark, let's talk about Mark.
Let's talk about Mark.
I
found it interesting that the first altar that we were introduced to was Steven, and
which is good because Steven's my favorite.
oh, okay.
It's going to be controversial. I don't like Mark very much.
Interesting,
I feel
because
like-
he's the main one.
Yeah. I feel like Mark is like a blank slate. It's like, he's a stuff guy.
He's Oscar Isaac.
Okay, sure. Yeah, he's not even Oscar. Oscar Isaac is charismatic.
Yeah, that is true.
Mark is like...
Like a stern...
like a military person. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever. Steven, I love. Steven is so cute.
Yeah, he's very cute. He's very cute.
And like the bad accent makes it even cuter.
Yeah.
It's like this accent's so terrible. I love it.
It was camp.
It was campy. It was campy. And I loved like the first 2 episodes of him like still figuring it out. Like I
I
remember,
loved the effect when like they switch and
yeah,
like
and, like they black
everything
out.
goes black and
Yeah.
like and then he
Yeah.
just wakes up and like you see the aftermath.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So I loved all of that. And then you get to episode 3. I love that so much of the show was set in Egypt. I do. I love the representation. But a lot of it was set in like sand and like stuff and like really uninteresting locations.
But that's because they were like well, they're not archaeologists.
I
They're
know.
whatever they
but
are.
like Egypt is like not just pyramids and sand. You know
That
what I
is
mean?
true.
Like it's a whole country. Like I loved the thing I liked about the finale is that the final confrontation between Harrow and like Steven.
It's in a city.
It's in a city.
Yes.
And behind Harrow was like a shawarma store.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah.
I loved that. It's
Yeah,
like,
so
okay,
it's like,
yes, this is
let us
where
like
it's at.
let us like sit in the city, whatever. All of Egypt was like, oh, they're in the sand. They're gonna go into the tomb. Okay, they're inside the tomb. It's sand again. Like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah.
okay, sure. Like, I wish there was more of like you're in Egypt. But this was not filmed in Egypt, by the way.
Oh, was it?
This was like California. But
Really?
they built a set.
Actually?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they cast all Egyptian extras, and I'm like, at this point,
just go to Egypt.
fly the cast.
and they built the falafel shop.
yeah.
Oh.
Everything was built like they did not go to Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe because they were filming during COVID times, maybe they had to do that. I don't know.
That is true. They
But-
did have to deal with
But
that.
yeah, all of it was like, but they did a good job.
I thought so too.
But yeah, I just wish they explored more of Egypt. Yeah, and I will say one thing about the representation. And this might sound controversial because like he's a comic character. He's supposed to be this. For a show that relies so much on Arab in Egyptian culture, why is the main protagonist not
You know what?
Arab?
I actually thought of that because, like, yeah, but at that point, might as well just make.
Make Mark Arab.
Yeah.
Why not? They've already changed races of like the ancient one. They
Yeah.
made her. They made it. He was Asian. They made her. They made it Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton.
The bald headed.
Yeah.
What if Tilda Swinton is in Multiverse Madness? I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry if I see that.
She might be.
I'm gonna cry if I see.
We
her
might
face.
see her in a
Oh my god.
flashback.
I'm gonna leave the theater.
There's so many things that are gonna like have us leave the theater
Oh.
in Multiverse of Madness.
Anyways, yeah, like
Um,
at that point, like I love the representation, but again, I don't want to give them because I feel like we're giving them bonus points because we're so deprived
Yeah.
of this type of representation.
That is true.
This was good, but it wasn't perfect because it's like it still felt like they were using Egypt as a backdrop for like a white
Look,
villain
I will say
and a white Latino person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A white passing Latino person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I did feel that way, and I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, when Moon Knight goes to other, like, when he crosses over to other characters,
Yeah.
we're not gonna get any Egypt stuff.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But what they did in the finale makes me happy because we're gonna take some of that representation
With
stuff.
with Layla.
With
you mean?
Layla,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean that is true. I just do wish I wish they would have made him Arab. Why not? Like this show is. I mean,
They changed him up, like... I will say, they did a lot of original stuff in the show that I really appreciated.
I don't know anything about Moon Knight. So what did they change?
So, Jake Lockley is not Hispanic in the comics.
He's white.
He's just a white guy.
It's an interesting choice.
That is an interesting choice. Very
He's like
much.
a serial murderer.
Yeah. Oh, I did not think of that.
I don't know anything about Jake Lockley, but the vibe I got from the post-credit scene is that he doesn't care about killing people.
He doesn't care about killing people.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Okay, that's kind of weird that
Yeah.
they made him Spanish.
Yeah, it's like okay.
There's that, and Layla is a completely original character. Layla
She's-
does not exist.
She's
in the
a
comics.
character called the Scarlet Scarab in the comics.
That was only clear in the last episode.
in the last episode, and it was a guy in the comics. So it's like they.
So in the comics, it's Abdullah Al-Fuli.
It's her dad.
Who is her dad.
Yeah. So that's cute.
That
That's
is
cool.
really cute.
Um,
But she's pretty much an original character.
Yeah.
They did some original stuff here and there, like apparently, like I don't know Moon Knight, but like apparently, like stuff with like the Mr. Knight stuff and
Yeah.
Apparently, some of
I
it
just
was original.
don't get the decision behind making Harrow the main antagonist. Then apparently he's in one comic run. And that's
Seriously?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like a very minor, like one comic run villain. It's like you chose this.
Okay.
I really dislike Harrow. He's like one of my least favorite villains from Phase 4.
Yeah, I was all right with him in the beginning because at the beginning I was like, okay, I kind of agree with what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there are these scales, and it's like, okay, if the scales are bad, like, okay, we're just gonna stop you from doing bad stuff.
Salam.
Like, bye bye, salam ya Allah. Exactly. Like, I'm like, yeah, like go for
Yeah.
it. But as the series went on, it's like, okay, like, is there anything more to this character?
Yeah, he was not developed. It was the same thing over and over and
It's
over
like,
again. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I would put him personally. This might sound harsh. I would put him in the Howard Carly bracket.
Howard Carly?
Yeah,
Who's
Like-
Howard?
Hayward. Sorry.
Hayward.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Hayward-
would put him in Hayward.
like the
category.
Shellette bracket.
Yeah.
Like not, especially after like, what was the last show? Hawkeye. Had
Yeah.
had decent villains.
Had
Like,
alright
Echo
villains.
is a decent villain.
Yeah.
Yelena was a villain in one episode.
Yeah,
Hawkeye didn't have one villain. Like it had multiple.
It
villains.
had everyone was the villain
Yeah.
in that show.
Fisk was interesting.
Fisk was whatever.
Yeah, so it's like it was fun. And
Loki
before-
had a good
Loki
villain.
had Kang and like
Yeah.
Ravonna, which Ravonna herself eats Harrow up.
all these bitches up combined.
Like-
She really said, "I'm body all these bitches with
Yeah,
just one
like-
rhyme."
like Loki had Ravonna and Kang.
yeah.
Which is like, and before then, who was like, and like Sylvie kind of at the beginning.
A little bit, yeah.
So it's like
yeah.
it was interesting.
And the TVA overall is kind of the villain.
yeah, so it's like when you go from that to Harrow, it's a little like
It's a bit too simple.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
too simple and it's too boring, and it's like I wish they went with something else
I wish that they took the asylum stuff somewhere.
further.
Yeah.
Me too. I was
w-
disappointed that they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, I wish it was something. I wish like
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish it was this big twist that nothing happened and like
Yeah.
I don't know. It was cool.
We don't know what it is. That's the point. Like
we still don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like that's so frustrating.
Like that could be the case.
That could be that could be.
We
like
just don't know.
I don't. Yeah. Speaking of the asylum,
Yeah.
I want to talk about episode 5.
Let's talk about episode 5.
People love episode 5,
I loved it.
and I love a backstory.
Okay.
But if you're gonna carbon copy, I mean, to the point where like you're walking through doors the same way. It's literally like it had the same placement as the WandaVision episode.
Like
Penultimate.
Yeah.
The same way they go through memories.
Mm-hmm.
The same way, like, it was just like I was like, oh my god. That was the first time where I was like, sorry for spitting. That was like the first time I was like, oh my god, this is MCU formula. A bear, like it's literally a formula.
But I mean, I thought okay.
His acting was great. Like I like the backstory.
He made me tear up.
I like the backstory.
Yeah.
Personally, not a single tear was shed.
Okay.
He was like losing it in the screen, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I felt so bad, especially because they went with like the abusive mom route. I was like, okay, like I didn't know that, and I didn't know that he developed these alters because of trauma,
like protection. This is gonna sound so mean.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's creative. Because like this happens a lot in TV. I've seen a lot of TV shows and movies like with people that like create things in their head, and it's always because of the parents used to beat them up or whatever. Mr. Robot.
I didn't get that far.
This is why I dislike Moon Knight. Not dislike, it's just Mr. Robot is Moon Knight. Mr. Robot has alters. Moon Knight has alters. They black out the same way. It's like it's very similar, and it's like Mr. Robot does this.
Rami Malek is Egyptian, at least.
Rami Malek is actually Egyptian.
Yeah.
And it's like they do it. Mr. Robot's one of the best shows of the last decade. Like, full stop. So it's like I was constantly comparing it to Mr. Robot, and I'm like, it's not giving. That's not giving what it's supposed to get.
Bitch, not you comparing a Marvel show to Mr. Robot.
It's hard not to. It's hard not to. It's hard not to. And they do it so well in Mr. Robot, and it's like, okay. And what I disliked about the backstory episode, I liked it overall, but there's something I disliked, which was if you want to make a backstory episode, make it like I appreciated the linearity of the WandaVision one, where it's like we're gonna go step by step, and this is your backstory.
Yeah.
This one, they were showing us a flashback. We're going back to the CGI hippo, and she's like, balance the scales, ah!
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
They're on the boat.
And the boat is like on sand. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean? It's like, what? Like, I want to be invested in the story, but it's like there's a CGI hippo talking. Like, what? And the CGI hippo is like cracking jokes and stuff. And I'm like, what is like Mark was like dying on the street like 5 minutes ago, and you're cracking jokes about balancing the scale or whatever. It was so oh my god. And the fact that they killed off Steven for an emotional moment only to undo it 10 minutes later.
This got me in the last in the 5th episode. Like
it was an emotional moment.
I thought Steven actually like,
me
was
too.
gone.
I was like, oh my god, this is it for Steven, my favorite one.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, this was the one I was rooting for. Like this is my character.
Yeah. And then 10 minutes into the finale, he's back.
Which, okay, like, Mark is like, I have to go back for Steven, and Torres is like, you can't do that. And then he does it.
He does it. How did he
And then he does it, and then she comes in with the boat, and she's like, just go.
Okay, how did he get there?
I have no idea.
He literally just, like, walks back and he just walks.
He teleports.
Is it like that's supposed to freeze you? That whole sea place, the sand sea. Isn't it supposed to like freeze you like Steven?
Yeah.
How is he just walking?
No, Steven walked for a little bit before he froze.
I know, but like Mark was like just walking, like he wasn't like struggling. He just made it to Steven. He was like, I love you, and then they ran outside.
Yeah.
Like, what? And here comes the hippo. Oh, it's Cyrus, you softy. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What is this? And like cut to like Khonshu and like Amit like CGI battling the giant. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I can't. I'm sorry. Like I love so much about the show.
Yeah.
But it's like There's so much bullshit. Like, I can't. Like, there's so, like, what the fuck?
I'm not gonna say that you're wrong. You're very,
Like,
you're very
what?
much in the right.
I can't.
It didn't bother me that much, but like it is bullshit. But it didn't
bother me, but it was like I'm getting whiplash. I don't know. Like Layla saving this girl, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's superhero masriya." And she's like, "Oh, cut!" Like pan to the background of like Amit like smacking Khonshu, and I'm like, "What is happening?
Bitch.
What is happening?" And Harold's on top of the pyramid doing this with his like awful looking purple CGI, and I'm like. Every time Harold used the purple CGI stick, it looked
bad.
awful. It looked terrible.
You know what is something I wanted more of?
And his black woman minion, the only black character.
The black
my
woman.
girl was hanging in there. She was like, I'm gonna be in the scene. Okay.
Bitch, this black woman, the entire show, I've been like, just get out. Just do you need help? Are you okay?
She was like his second. She was like his right hand man.
Yeah,
she was like,
yeah.
anything you need, I'm right
here.
here. It's the black woman and the white guy.
Yeah.
They were the
bulky guy.
Yeah, they were like with him 110%. The last episode, she was wearing like an Arab thing. It looked so ridiculous. It looks like she was wearing like a qitra. It was so ridiculous. I
loved it.
Oh my god.
Something that I wish we got more of. In the Tomb episode.
That's my favorite episode of the show, by the way.
I really like that episode. Yeah. You remember that creature, the mummy-like creature that was there?
That was that.
Okay, that was really cool. I loved that. That was very much like old movies, like practical effects, campy, kind of scary.
Yeah.
It was giving Sarah Jane Adventures a little bit.
Oh my god. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to her. Yeah, I wish we got more of that. Me too.
I love that
was
episode.
Really interesting.
That episode is where the show clicked with me. I was like, I'm in for Moonlight, and then they went back to the backstory episode, the hip hop talking and shit. I'm like, I'm like, okay, you lost me again. But that episode specifically, like, it was so cool. They were in the tomb. It was like a puzzle, and they're like running.
It was so
really
fun.
Cool. It was so fun. And, like the guys are chasing them. It was so cool.
I loved it.
And then the ending where he shoots Moonlight, and it's like the
shocking.
asylum. It's the best episode of the show for me.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also really liked a lot of the lore stuff. I liked all the gods and like I liked Taweret and like the whole stuff about like having avatars and stuff like that. I liked the lore.
I wanted to love the gods shit so much. It's just I could not take the CGI characters seriously.
Yeah, the CGI characters were
I could not like
bitch when the final villain like manifests and it's like a CGI crocodile.
I was like
with bundles.
I was like
okay.
And an Egyptian voice actress who was speaking English. She sounded like one of our teachers.
Yeah, she did.
I was like, I can't be invested in this. Like I can't. Like it's the MCU. I understand that, and there's been like wackier shit than this, but this specifically, like a talking crocodile. Am I supposed to take this seriously, Annie? It was just not working for me on any level. Like the whole Ahmet Khonshu thing, it wasn't.
For me, it was alright because it's like it's like they're gods, so like they can be whatever forms. And, like,
I get that. Why a crocodile?
Why is Khonshu like a pigeon? Why is Taweret hippo?
There's probably like, ancient Egyptian stuff with that, like related to that. But like, I don't know. I wish it was. Like, I could not take anyone seriously. I could not. I can't.
Question. Why do some gods give their avatars superpowers and some don't?
I don't know.
Like,
how convenient that Khonshu and the hippo lady gave their people superpowers. Like, and why? Ahmet, I guess, gave Harrow superpowers.
True, but what about the others? Does everyone else have a costume?
The white guy in the suit pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
The leader of the I'm like, what the fuck are you doing
There
here?
was a lady that was racially ambiguous to me.
The love one?
She was indigenous, I think.
Indigenous, yeah.
She was, okay.
She's like the love god.
Yeah.
But she was like, she told Mark there's a way or whatever.
Oh, yeah, her.
Yeah. I thought that was gonna lead somewhere, like that she breached like the...
Yeah, me too.
And also, oh my god, thank you for reminding me of this. They talk about sealing Khonshu, whatever. Releasing him is as easy as like breaking the statue.
The statue looked fragile as fuck already. I'm like, okay, like
it's that easy. You just throw it.
You can just break all of these bitches and release all of these.
I thought like when the
didn't the tomb break? Doesn't that mean the statues all broke too?
Is it all fake? We don't know.
Yeah.
we don't know. But like in episode 3, like the epic ending was like sealing Khonshu. And it was like the music was blaring. Da-na-na, da-na-na. And it was like, oh my god, this is the moment.
The soundtrack was
soundtrack 8.
The soundtrack
I will say the soundtrack 8 down. And I'm like, you did all of that and for what? For Layla to come and break the statue like that?
For Khonshu, like no one cares.
I don't. Khonshu pissed me I hate Khonshu. Like, I cannot stand that bitch. I can't.
I'll tell you something though. I liked him at the very end of the show though.
When he was wearing the suit, I liked
when
him.
he was wearing the suit, I was like, okay. And she came in with the drip.
Yeah.
And then when he was like, yeah, Marcus even wanted to get let go, and I did. I just wanted Jake.
He was like, Mark doesn't even know how troubled he is.
Yeah.
Like, Bessie doesn't even know. Like, she was
He
playing
thinks he's all that.
Yeah, she was playing 4D chess. Best Khonshu, and like in the show,
Yeah, it was not.
like literally so annoying.
Yeah.
Like he was acting like a child.
In the beginning, it was kind of cringy to me because it was giving Venom a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh,
And
like
the CG is not good. Like, it's not
the
good.
CG has been weird.
One thing I hate. Is this a safe space to say that I hate the Moonlight costume? I'm sorry. I love the design. I hate that it's all CG. I hate that it's all CG.
Okay, I get that. Okay, it's not the same argument as with like Spider-Man's costume
Spider-Man-
because there is a real costume there.
There is a real
that's just
costume and
being
Spider-Man looks
fixed
real.
Yes, this costume.
Whenever
does not look real.
Moonlight suits up, it's like you're watching a CG character.
Yeah.
Like,
Even okay, Black Panther suits up like with nanotech, so you don't see him put anything on.
Yeah.
But at least it looks like
real.
a real
It looks
suit.
Even Iron Man is
Yeah.
completely fake.
Yeah.
There's not a single piece of the Iron Man armor that's real.
Yeah.
But it looks.
I
good.
do agree that it looks that I do agree that I don't like that it's CG, but I do like the suit. I like
love
the design.
I love the design so much. I love like the sarcophagus. You know, the mummy.
Yeah, the
inspiration,
mumminess of
and
it
like
all.
the little sea in the middle of the moon.
Yeah, the moon. Yeah.
I hate that it's all CG. I hate it because whenever he's fighting, it's like this looks like not a real person fighting.
Yeah.
What's
I wonder if there
interesting-
was a real costume.
I don't know.
There wasn't a
There
like
wasn't.
Oscar Isaac didn't wear anything.
No.
Oh, interesting.
What I find interesting is that Jake, not Jake, Steven's costume, Mr. Knight,
Right. That was a real costume.
looks real.
Yeah, because it was a real suit. I think.
a lot of it is CGI, but it looks real.
Oh.
It looks real.
Okay.
I don't know what is it about Moon Knight specifically
Mm.
that it just looks so fake.
You know what? You know what I think it is. I think it's because he has different proportions.
I mean, true.
He-
When he suits up, it does give him boobs.
I
will say.
he looks much more muscular.
Yeah.
In the Moon Knight costume than
Yeah.
he does, like at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
Which
that's
is
about.
interesting because Oscar Isaac is buff, so it's like you could have just like
Yeah, you could have just put his own
Yeah.
proportions, and you would have gotten what you wanted.
It's concerning because I'm thinking of like, okay, when he's fighting alongside Blade and like Dane Whitman,
Yeah.
what is that gonna look like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those two people are gonna be in costume,
Oh, for sure.
and this is gonna be like a CGI creature like jumping around. It's like, okay.
But it hopefully it's gonna be in a movie, so he's gonna
It's gonna
look
be
a lot better.
I do love the moon cape. It's really cool.
That is
Love
so
it.
fucking stylish.
Yeah.
Like
I did not know he could fly.
there's so much style in this
Yeah.
in this fucking character. Like I love the moon cape
Yeah.
like so
I will
much.
say when he's flying, it looks so dumb.
When he's flying?
When he flew with the final episode, when he looked like a camp. he was like flying like this.
I like that he could fly. I was like, of course he can fly.
Yeah, but I thought it was just like gliding thing.
Mhm,
But like it, I don't know. Like it makes, I don't know. Like it doesn't look. It doesn't give off wing vibes. It gives off cape vibes. Like I'm
Yeah,
like,
it gives
wow.
off cape vibes. That is true.
But I like sure, why not? Why did you not fly before this episode? I don't know. but okay. Like you could have used that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the design. Okay, Mr. Knight, I want to talk about for a little bit. This was, okay, when you look at Mr. Knight, you expect him to act a certain way.
Yeah.
And when you first see him in the show, it's just Steven, and he's like, and like all that. So that was kind of underwhelming for me a little bit, because I thought he'd be like more like smug and more like, I don't know, like...
By the end, he's like...
By the end, he's kinda like that, but he is still Steven.
Yeah. I love how like Steven learns to fight in like 5 seconds.
Mhm.
It's a coin flip moment for sure. A trademark coin flip.
Oh, one of the original things about the show, in the comics, apparently Steven is like this billionaire, and is like a rich, like a really rich guy, and like he's not an asshole, but like
Not
he's
the
like
Batman of the
he's like a
MCU.
very confident, very much Batman.
Yeah.
And yeah, and and it looks like they kind of switched things around, and like Jake is the rich one because he was driving a really fancy car at the end.
Is it his car though? He looked like a chauffeur.
The license plate said Spectre.
Oh, that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, aside from the finale, the moments in the finale, were any of the blackouts Jake? You feel?
Yeah, there was one.
Do you think the one in the beginning of the show was Jake, and then the ice cream truck? Because Mark doesn't kill like that.
It could have been.
It could be.
Jake.
Like, I think that's interesting. Like, they could go back and be
That's
like, oh,
oh my god, that's so cool. We can rewatch the show
yeah, and they're like, oh, that was
determine
Jake,
what's
not
Jake and
Mark.
what's Mark.
Yeah, but like, they're not differentiated enough.
Yeah,
so you could notice
true,
because
true.
Mark does also kill.
True.
So it's like, but in the finale they make he's
No,
like,
there was one time before the finale for sure that it was Jake that took over. Like,
I don't know.
And I okay. I remember something happening and I was like, oh, there's a third person. I didn't know about Jake Lockley. I didn't check Twitter at the time. So it was like, yeah, I remember something happening and I'm like, oh, it's a third person.
Interesting. Like, I don't know. I like that they kept him for like a post-credit scene, like a finale reveal. I do feel like if it was a part of the show, it would have made it even more interesting. Like, it's like 3 people, and it's like, oh, which one?
It would have been a lot. I feel like if there is a season 2, I like that they kept Jake for like the.
There will be a season 2. There will be a season 2. There has to be.
Oh.
What
I
else
want
did
to talk
we-
about Layla.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you didn't like her like in the beginning.
At the beginning, I didn't not like her.
You didn't vibe.
I hated the accent. It's
Okay.
just the accent was rubbing me off the wrong way. But I did like the character. But I grew to love her. at the end.
really loved her.
Yeah.
I loved her so much. This is my MVP of the show.
Me too. I love Layla.
Khalifa, this is like when she got suited up. This was the least. This was the last thing I expected.
Me either. I was like, she's gonna be in this show and she's not gonna show up again.
I did not expect them to do anything with her.
Me either.
This was it. When it happened, I was screaming. I was like, "We have a Middle Eastern hero.
Yeah.
We have a Middle Eastern superhero." And I'm like, "It's a woman."
Yeah.
Like that's such a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that they gave her that moment. Like,
Just put it off the-
are you? Yeah.
the slow pan to her face, and the hair turn, the hair flip.
I
Yalla,
love
yalla. I
that.
don't think she speaks Egyptian.
She
Because-
doesn't speak. She's Palestinian, the actress.
I don't think she speaks Arabic because the way she says and yalla, it sounded like an American person saying it.
True. She is very westernized, but she does speak Arabic and Rami.
Very well, or like Mkessa.
She speaks Egyptian Arabic.
Well,
I don't know how to determine if she's speaking Egyptian Arabic well because it's not my dialect. But
was it like an American person trying to talk in Arabic?
It kind of sounded like that in Rami, yeah.
I think she's memorizing her lines. I don't think I don't think she speaks Arabic natively, or if she does, she speaks very little because I noticed, like they didn't let her say iwa, or something like that. Just so it doesn't sound weird.
But also she says Abdal al-Fuli at some point.
Which is true. Like that kid, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Arabic.
that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like, so maybe, I don't know. But like, yeah, I wish, but like, I loved that moment too. It was so cheesy, but I loved it.
It was so cheesy, but it was
I
so
loved
good.
it.
I told you this earlier.
I mean, I loved the Falcon moment too.
It was giving, giving, you go Black Falcon.
That's Captain America.
That's Captain
That was
America.
so fucking cheesy, but I also loved it. So
Yeah.
I was like, sure, why not?
I
Like, make it campy, whatever.
I hope that this is not just a thing that stays within the show. I really hope that she goes somewhere.
She has to.
Especially because she's a Middle Eastern, like she's an Egyptian woman.
I
She's
hope
an
they're
Egyptian
building up to
superhero.
an A-Force movie, which is like the all-female.
Oh my god.
Monica Rambeau is yelling.
Come on.
And Miss Scarlet Scarab.
Period.
We love that. We love that.
I'm surprised they never called her the Scarlet Scarab.
They probably will later on.
Mm.
But yeah, like another one. Another one. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Layla.
There's so many superheroes in this bitch.
So many.
Like,
Oh my God.
is the world even in danger at this point?
I don't know.
Like, we don't need
Phase 4
anymore.
has been insane. Like, we have so many new people.
Yeah.
So many. Like,
Yeah.
every property introduces like 5 people.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
oh my God. Like, even the villains are like turning into heroes. Like, Agatha Harkness is gonna be an anti-hero, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
What's his face from Falcon?
John Walker.
John Walker, obviously another anti-hero.
Yeah.
Like, every single property is like, here's 5 more people. Have fun with that, Katie.
Who's Katie? Oh, from Shang-Chi? Okay, period.
Aquafina, how could you forget? How could you forget?
There's Kate Bishop and whatever. Anyways,
Katie is like would be a good character to kill in an Avengers movie.
yeah, that she
She's
would
like
be
low
actually.
stakes. That's like, but it's like a death.
She-
You know what I mean?
She is very low stakes.
Yeah,
And she would count like as a real death.
yeah,
Because like, oh, she's a big character.
yeah. In one of the movies,
her
so it's
movie,
like,
yeah.
that. Marvel hire me. Like first order of business in the Avengers. Kill Katie.
But yeah, I think Layla was my favorite character on the show. I really.
I would
liked
say
her.
Steven is number 1. Steven specifically, number 1.
Like that altar like
That
really
altar,
resonates with
yeah.
you. Yeah.
And then Leyland's number 2, and maybe they're equal. And then everyone else is just like, Harrow's at the bottom.
You know what I'm happy that they didn't do? I'm happy that they didn't end up in the finale making Mark and Layla like make up, because they do have a complicated relationship.
Yeah.
They were married and they are trying to get a divorce and whatever. I was happy that didn't have any payoff right now. It's
Yeah.
like we didn't need one right
They're
now.
gonna do
Like,
it though.
They will probably,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that they didn't do it now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that they're giving it time.
Someone was listing the Midnight Suns team,
Oh, okay.
and they think Scarlet Scarab is gonna be part of it.
Oh, I see.
So like it would consist of like Blade, Moon Knight, Scarlet Scarab,
Dane Whitman?
Dan Whitman, Agatha Harkness.
Oh, would Doctor Strange be in it?
And Doctor Strange is a big part of the Midnight Suns in the comics, but people are guessing that he's not going to be people are guessing apparently in Multiverse of Madness, it solidifies Doctor Strange as like the Tony Stark figure for this saga.
Okay.
He's like the
okay.
main-
Okay, get it, Benedict.
Yeah, get it, Benedict Cumberbatch. Get it, Benedict Omelette.
Yeah. By the way, I found out that my name is...
Oh my God.
That me and Benedict have the same name, kind of, because my name, Mbarak, means blessed. And the Latin word for blessed is Benedict. So...
I always thought Benedict always sounded like Benedict eggs, right? That's a thing.
I mean, it is
Like,
a
it's
dish.
food.
It is
Yeah,
a
it's
dish,
a
yeah.
dish, yeah. I
Eggs
was like- I was
Benedict,
like-
yeah.
So whenever someone says Benedict Cumberbatch, I think of egg.
You always think of...
I always think of egg. I swear, and specifically an omelet.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Period.
It's specifically an omelet. I don't know why.
That probably... Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch already has a weird name.
Yeah.
So I bet that made it, like, a lot weirder.
Yeah, and he kind of looks like an egg too. Like the face, whatever. I don't want to drag. He's attractive. Whatever. And in a weird way. But yeah, Moon Knight. Anything else we didn't cover? We didn't talk about.
I don't know. I'm just so excited to see this character,
Me too.
cross over to other characters. I hope that there is a season 2.
Me too. I feel like if they refine it and give us a better villain,
A new
it
villain.
could
Yeah, for
be
sure we'll get a new
the
villain.
best TV show.
Oh, for sure.
Because the whole Ahmet stuff and Harrow to me dragged this down a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for sure.
if we're gonna do like the Stephen Alter stuff, plus Layla, plus like a more interesting villain and a more interesting plot, I feel like this could be great.
Yeah, this
It would
is
be
this,
wonderful.
I feel like this was already fantastic for me.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the Ahmed stuff,
Yeah.
but like it didn't. I didn't care about it to the extent that it didn't affect my enjoyment
Yeah,
of the show.
yeah.
That's how much I
I-
didn't care about it.
I have my problems with it. I still ranked it really high.
You did rank it
It's number
high.
12 on my overall list, right under Loki.
Did you see where I ranked it?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna let you see now. Do you have your phone around you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like I think you put it up above Loki.
I want you to see
Where's my phone?
where I ranked it.
Riveting podcast content. Riveting podcast content. lists. Oh wow, that's very high.
It is very high. It's my number 4. Is it my number 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is okay.
It is very high. I'm really high on this show. I've enjoyed it so much. This show has clicked for me from day 1, from episode 1 up until the very end. I don't know, something has really clicked. And for me, if the finale was completely different, it could have been on par with WandaVision for me. But
No way.
the finale didn't do enough to justify that. And I do think WandaVision did a lot more interesting stuff, especially with all the sitcom stuff. And like, I can't with good heart put it above WandaVision.
Yeah.
But for S, actually, she does put it above WandaVision. It's her favorite thing.
Her number
like,
one?
ever. It's her number one thing,
Wow.
actually.
So the score went down. It was 4.1 when it went down to 3.9.
Oh, period.
Which I think is
I think that's a good
perfect rating
average
for the show.
Yeah.
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 Like, I feel like a lot of problems, but like really interesting and really, really fun and really creative a lot of the time. And yeah, another superhero I really like. So
Yeah,
Phase 4
very
has been
good.
killing it with like the people I like.
Except for Shang-Chi. Yeah.
I like Shang-Chi. I don't like the surrounding people.
Oh, okay. I don't like Shang-Chi.
I don't dislike Shang-Chi. He's just like whatever.
He's whatever,
He's
yeah.
like, okay,
He's
sure.
very much a Phase 1 Avengers kind
Yeah,
of
he's
thing,
like you're
right?
there.
It's like,
I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, Monica, Scarlet Scarab,
Oh my gosh, Shang-Chi.
Wanda, Shang-Chi. Oh my god, Moonlight. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
he's just there.
By the way, I need to say this. Like, seriously, Moon Knight's placement on my list is very biased on the representation.
Yeah.
The representation bone got tingled, honey.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, especially with what they did with Layla.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
That's all of my thoughts on Moon Knight. I loved it.
I liked
you liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm forgetting something that I wanted to cover.
In the show?
Yes.
Okay. Is it about...
Yeah. Episode. Yeah. I just wish we saw more of England. I wish we saw more of like the setting of episode 1 and 2, like the museum in England and stuff. Like, I wish it was more balanced between that and Egypt. I feel like this show really leans on Egypt.
Okay. People in the hallway.
I feel like
crazy.
I wish they went back and forth. I don't know. Like something. I wish there was more variety in terms of setting. I don't know.
I do not. I'm happy that I'm personally so happy that they spent a lot of time in Egypt, just because I've seen so many things set to the UK. So it's like,
That's
okay,
true.
like,
That's true.
yeah.
Not a lot in the US. Not,
I've seen. I mean, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's the UK. Harry Potter's like they're
Like
British,
in the world,
but like it's not the UK. No.
I was gonna say something. I think for me, what didn't piss me off about like the Egypt stuff is that there wasn't a piss filter.
That is true. Yeah.
If there was a piss filter, yeah, like
It was-
I would have.
the director. So we should mention that the director is Egyptian. Like
Yeah.
he speaks Arabic.
Mhm.
Like his tweets are in Arabic.
Mhm.
So it's like it's very respectful. It's like it's very well done. I
Yeah.
just wish they made Moon Knight Egyptian. I really.
Me too.
I really
and Oscar
do.
Isaac could pass for an Egyptian.
Yeah.
Like, you
cast
could
an Egyptian actor.
you-
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe cast an Egyptian actor, but like I feel
Hamad
like,
move on.
no, not Muhammad
That would me. Hello.
no, not Muhammad Ramadan.
But like an Egyptian like a well-known Egyptian actor that can speak English.
Yeah,
You know what
for
I mean?
sure.
That would have eaten. You know what I mean?
That would have.
And I like Oscar Isaac, but like maybe save him for like a Latino hero or something. You know what I mean? And actually, like I don't know. I wish they changed the race, because so much of it is so Egyptian, down to the costume.
Yeah.
That like, I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's like cultural.
Was
appropriation
Moon
or
Knight
anything.
even this Egyptian in his comics?
That's what I was wondering. Like,
Because like
I don't think so.
all of like everything I've seen from Moon Knight in the comics has just been like all like mental stuff.
Mental
and,
stuff. And he's like schizophrenic and like he punches himself or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, and his costume isn't even that Egyptian in the comics. It's like pretty much Batman. the comics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
All the
know
Egyptian,
how much.
all the Egyptian stuff feels original,
Mhm.
which makes the them not changing the race of the main character even more weird.
Mm.
It's like I just like I don't think anybody would have minded that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's like it makes sense for Layla to marry another Egyptian person, especially in Arab culture. It's
Oh,
like
for sure. For sure.
marrying your own like
Yeah, for
race.
sure.
It's
For
like
sure.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
why is she married to this like American person? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
What? Like it would have made much more sense across the board if he was Egyptian. If he was like a native Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I am disappointed by the representation a little bit. Because nobody under the skin tone of beige was in this show.
At all.
Arabs?
Except for the black girl.
Except for the black girl, but she wasn't Arab.
She's not an Arab, yeah.
Arabs come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Especially like Egyptians, especially.
Yeah, there's a lot
there's
of dark
range
Egyptians.
of colors. Like we had people in class that were dark Egyptians.
For sure.
So it was disappointing to see them only focus on the lighter shades. And that's why the representation kind of didn't hit as hard for me because like, nobody looks like me.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I wish there was like just one character or something. You know what I mean? But like, I get it. But yeah,
I am excited for Miss Marvel because if the representation bone tingled this much for this, like yes, I am Arab, yes, I am Middle Eastern, but also I am Muslim.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna hit.
That's gonna hit.
Oh my god, if they play the Adhan and like in the Marvel opening, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I would cry.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
like one
they
episode
might.
they play the Adhan over like the Marvel opening thing.
Without music.
Without
hopefully,
music, yeah.
hopefully.
It's just like the Adhan.
Yeah. That would eat. That would eat.
And then one of the Miss Marvel comics starts with the Adhan.
Oh.
She's like running to the mosque.
Oh, period.
Yeah, she's
okay.
like it's like the Adhan. She's like, I need to get to the mosque.
Period.
And so I feel like the show maybe starts with that. Maybe like she's running to the mosque, and it's like, oh my god.
I really hope so.
I would literally
really
start
hope
crying.
so.
I
really
would
hope
literally
so.
start crying. But I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah, me too. But like we're definitely get some Muslim stuff in the show.
Oh yeah, they showed them in the mosque.
They show a
praying.
mosque and
Yeah.
they show a lot of stuff. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Do you have any...
I do hope that it's a large part. I feel like they're focusing on the Pakistani part more than the Muslim part. I feel like they're in their right to do that.
Yeah.
Because she is Pakistani and like those people need representation too.
Oh, for
but
sure.
I do hope they focus on the Muslim stuff as well a lot. Yeah, that would be really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts on Moon Knight?
No, it was great. Yeah, I'm liking these TV shows. I don't know, like there hasn't been like a bad TV show aside from Hawkeye. And What If? Like there hasn't been a TV show that I disliked aside from What If and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
We have to mention this every time. We don't hate Falcon and the Winter Soldier at all.
At all,
really
we love it. Yeah,
we liked it. So it's like that's in the good echelon of shows to me. But like Hawkeye and What If are like are rough. We're rough. Yeah.
What If is rougher than Hawkeye?
Yeah.
But yeah, Hawkeye's
Hawkeye's
rough.
finale. If the finale was good.
If the finale was good, Hawkeye would have been like an alright show.
An alright show.
Yeah.
But like the show was meandering and the finale was bad.
The finale was really bad, so it ruined the whole thing. It ruined it.
Yeah, that's it for Moon Knight.
Yeah.
We'll see
Period.
you.
Thank you so much for listening.
We'll see you in the Multiverse of Madness.
We'll see you in the Multiverse of Madness Spoilercast.
That one's gonna be fun.
That was good. That was gonna be fun. I didn't expect to talk this much about Moon Knight.
Me either.
Yeah.
Nice conversation.
Period. I always end these with "Love you, Khalifa" because like we do these remotely, but we're like right next to each other.
Like,
so
bye.
bye, audience.
Bye, audience.
Goodbye.
Sorry you're not here. Bye.
Yeah. Not sorry about it. Bye.